Welcome to Deadly Dames, and for this video I'm going to share something very special with you. So I grew up watching VHS and it's forever going to be the way that I remember seeing all the movies that I love. So the majority of the movies that are my favourite films, this was the way that I seen them for the very first time. There was just something magical about going into Global or Asrad or your local videos, like your local corner shop usually sold videos. I mean, I remember my mum thought there was something wrong with us at one stage because me and my sister wanted to go to the dentist. No, we didn't want to go to the dentist to go to the dentist. We wanted to go to the shop next door that had videos in it. So we would run all the way to the back of the shop and pick up the horror films because the horror films had the coolest covers. They always had the best artwork, and we would beg and moan and plead that we wanted to rent them out or to buy the X rentals, and generally what would end up happening would be one of them would buy it saying it was for them. Maybe it was for them, but we took it that it was for us and we'd pinch the movie and watch it. So I refused point blank to accept when DVDs came out that that's the way it was going to go. I stuck for a long time with VHS and I was like, no, I'm not changing. I love VHS, and I had a massive collection. So big, in fact, that it lived up my mum's loft and it actually damaged our floor, like, or the ceiling, sorry, because of the weight that was on the floor. And she moaned at me. I mean, she got on at me constantly because I'd done that. Now, when I was moving out, there was just simply too many to take with me. There was hundreds of VHSs. I literally would have needed about 18 removers just to try and get it from my mum's house to my new house, and I just didn't really have the room in the new house to take it with me. So I had to eventually accept that I was going to have to upgrade to DVD or do something about it. So I bought a VHS DVD combi and I sat for hours of my life recording the movies that I loved from VHS to DVD. And then I decided to get rid of my VHS, which is the stupidest thing I've ever done in my life. There were some VHS that I hung on to, some pre-credits and some ones that you actually couldn't get in any other format. And things like my Evil Dead and my Nightmare on Elm Street series, I never got rid of them, or the Wanderers, because you couldn't get it. And I'll show you them in another video. They're actually boxed in another room, so that's why they're not on this video. So yeah, I boxed all of my VHS up, and it was actually a family member that came to take them. Now, I actually thought if it was a family member that was taking them, the VHS was going to a nice home with someone that actually wanted it. Lo and behold, about 2 years ago, this family member had said, I want to come and pick up some childhood toys, which I said yes. There's a long story to why I didn't take my childhood toys when I moved out. Not from my mum's, but when I moved out. So I discovered that my VHS was piled in a heap, and I can't even describe to you what sort of heap, but it was mouldy, dusty, disgusting. In a corner up this person's loft, and I'd basically said, look, see if you don't want them, can I take some of them back? Because I always regretted giving certain VHS away, especially for films that I love. I mean, there's certain films that I'm passionate about and I will always be passionate about, and they will always mean a lot to me. I could watch them 100 times and still love them. This person said no, said they needed them. Couldn't really see why, because they were dumped in a heap and no one had touched them in years. But at the end of the day, I decided to get rid of them, so that's something that I just had to live with. But I moaned and groaned to my partner continuously, to my whole family continuously. Shouldn't have done it, I'm so silly. And every time I went into a charity shop or to a boot sale, I was always on the lookout for these movies. I mean, you go online for a lot of these and they sell way above what they should really be selling them for. Anyway, so a few weeks ago, my sister sent me a message saying that she was tidying out her house, really needed to make space. She just had too much stuff, and she says, I know you like VHS, do you want to take what I've got left? So I said, yeah, but I always thought that she kept the Disney movies. I didn't know she had anything other than Disney, because obviously I boxed up the VHS to go to this other family member. But unbeknownst to me, she'd actually gone through the boxes that I'd left for the other family member and had taken some VHS out. So when I went over to collect what my sister had sat to the side for me, I discovered that she'd actually handpicked pretty much every film from my collection that it's not every film, that's a lie. There are some that's missing that I wish I could get back out of that other family member's loft, but we won't go there. but she pretty much handpicked out the majority of the films that I always felt like such an idiot for giving away. So I'm not going to go through them all with you. I can do that in another video should you want to, but I'm just going to give you a quick run through as to some of the ones that I've been able to get back, and maybe give you a quick story as to why they're so special to me. So up the top here, excuse me, it's very dry in this room. I got Darkman, Darkman 2, Blob. Oh, honestly, I'm so excited to actually finally have these back. There's just something magical about VHS. Well, there is to me anyway. I mean, I just remember my first viewing experience of some of these films, and I'll just never forget it. And I think that's why I just love the feel of having a VHS in my hand. I love the artwork of a VHS. I loved putting in a machine and hearing the sound of the rewind button, or the pause button, or the little crackles that used to run through the filming, and you'd always get the annoying jumpy bit at the part where you didn't want it. So up the top here, in the corner here, the movie Popcorn, that really needs an upgrade. It needs someone needs to do something about that, because that movie's excellent. It's a really good slasher film. And I'm sorry about the noise of my frogs in the background. You know what they're like. Every time I'm in this room, they make a racket. 3D Freddy there. It's a shame I don't actually have the glasses, but maybe one day I'll find them. Cyborg, you can't get a decent edition of it. You can get it on DVD, but it's not really worth it. I'd rather just put on this version of this one, like of the VHS. Now here's a movie that's really special to me. Hold on, I'll just sit you down so I'm not wobbling you about everywhere. So, Evil Dead 2. Now, as I said, I've actually got the complete VHS series of the Evil Dead series, because it's one of my all-time favourite series. It's one of my all-time favourite movies. And this was one of the ones I didn't have, this artwork, and I think it's amazing, this artwork, so I've been looking for it high and low. So anyway, one day after work, it was literally like 5 to 5, so the charity shop was about to shut. I nipped into the charity shop, and here was Evil Dead 2. So I'm super excited. I grab the VHS, run to the counter. How much is this? Woman says £1. So I'm digging about in my pocket. I've got 80 pence. And I think, oh my god, I'm not going to be able to buy this, and I've been after it for forever. So I'm standing there twiddling my thumbs thinking, what do? You can't haggle with a charity shop. Come on, it's charity. And I'll open the case up. I don't know what made me open the case up. And inside was Halloween. So I'm just trying to get it focused. There we are. Halloween. So I had a little giggle to myself thinking, oh my god, I've just found the version of Evil Dead 2 that I've been after for ages, and Halloween's inside it. Not bad, because Halloween's an amazing movie, but I then thought, let's just ask her. So I says to the woman in the charity shop, look, this movie's £1, but you've actually got the wrong VHS inside it. I says, would you take 80p? Because I still wanted it. I mean, look at the artwork. And she said yes. I think she just wanted me out because they were shutting. So I was somewhere out there in the world, someone has Halloween with Evil Dead 2 inside it. And if you're that person, please let me know. I'd be interested in getting it off you. But yeah, I'll never get rid of this, just because I think it's so funny that I haggled a charity shop to start with. And secondly, I opened up and found Halloween inside it. So yeah, it was really funny. I just didn't expect to firstly find it, and secondly for Halloween to be inside it. The other one that, well, there's lots of good stories with them, but I'll tell you about this one here, which is, look at the artwork on that bad boy, Return of the Living Dead, another one of my favourite films. Basically, myself and my sister, it was round about the time that everyone was upgrading to DVD, and as I said, we kind of refused to accept that we were going to have to do that. So we were walking past British Heart Foundation, and in the window of British Heart Foundation there was a couple of horror films. This wasn't one of them. I think it was actually all those Friday the 13th right there, the Freddy 3D one, People Under the Stairs. Well, anyway, there was a good few horror movies in the window, and we thought, oh, let's go in, let's have a nose. And lo and behold, 2-3 shelves full of horror films. Now at the time, it's not like now, a lot of these movies were not released yet, they didn't exist. I mean, I had seen Return of the Living Dead 2 and 3, but I'd never seen the first one because you couldn't get it anywhere. I mean, in the UK, obviously we had the Video Nasty scare, so a lot of videos disappeared. The no longer existed. So in this shop, and there's things like City of the Living Dead, there's House at the Edge of the Park, it's not House at the Edge of the Park, it's House by the Cemetery, which is one of the ones that still live up that family member's loft. So okay, maybe one day find it again. So basically we're so excited, we're over the moon, we think, oh my god, we're going to buy all of these. Ran to the bank, emptied our bank accounts, because I think we were still students at the time. Ran back to the shop. The wee woman's looking at us like, okay. And then she says, oh, we've got an upstairs, and there's more boxes. Do you want to come up? Do I want to come up? What a stupid question. If there's more boxes upstairs with horror films in it, yes, I want to come up. Never ever been invited upstairs in a charity shop in my life, or any shop for that matter. So, go upstairs, but 4 or 5 boxes full of horror films. We walked out with them all. We pretty much walked out of that shop with every horror film that had been traded in. Yeah, and this is one of the prize jewels that was in the box, the Return of the Living Dead. It was the first time I'd ever got to see it. So happy finally got to see it. I think, what was the other ones that was in that box? Hills of Eyes was definitely one of them. Again, I'd actually seen a really, really poor copy of this. So this was the first time I got to see a really good one. Friday the 13th Part 2 was in there. Reanimator was in there. No, that's a lie. Reanimator, that's an ex rental from a library. The Stuff was in it. Try to see what other ones were in there. I think Warlock was there. Company of Wolves was definitely there. But you get the picture. There was hundreds. Invaders from Mars was one. So many horror films just sitting in British Heart Foundation for us. And it was probably one of the happiest moments of my life. Running out of this shop with all these VHS in my hands. So I can't say how eternally grateful I am to my sister that she actually kept these. I did a happy dance as I was leaving our house. An actual happy dance. And the only time I ever see a happy dance in this house is when we have a boss battle in a computer game and we win. And yeah, I was happy dancing the whole way home with all of these, because my sister was smarter than me and knew that one day I would regret what I did. I pretty much regretted it from the day that I did it, getting rid of them. And she gave me them back. So I'm just, I'm speechless at how happy I am. I mean, look, I have not seen Greatland of the Small since I was a little kid, and you can't bloody get that film. So maybe I should put this one on my list of watch it now. I've actually watched The Stuff on VHS and Monster Squad since getting them back, and that was just at the weekend. So I'm literally making my way through them all, watching them again. And I tell you something, it just is so good popping it into your VHS player and listening to the sound of it clicking and ready to go. And I think my next one's going to be Beastmaster 2, just there. It's terrible, but I'm going to watch it. So hopefully you liked my video, and if there's any questions about any VHS, or if you also are a VHS fan and want to chat about anything, please get in touch, because I will want to speak to you. But if you like the video, please like and subscribe, and take care.